Bart Millard joining us now. How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing well. Bart from MercyMe.
Yep.
Nice to meet you.
That's not how you do it. You're not giving the full respect he deserves.
What did I genuflect? What did I do wrong?
It's like, from MercyMe, Bart Millard is here in studios. Come on, you just ruined
I'm
his
a
whole
big
intro.
fan, by the way.
I think we're all a fan. I think we're big
I was
fans
trying to
and
make
he
him
is.
feel welcome. Like we're friends. We're on the couch. We're sitting down enjoying. Okay, fine. I'll jazz it up for post-production.
Thank you.
We'll have something produced. Okay?
Yes.
Bart's got a great story. So before we get to all of the cool stuff you have going on, tell us or explain to the audience your story about how you ended up releasing the song that people told you can't do and everything else. Explain what happened.
Well, I grew up in Greenville, Texas, in a broken home, and I was kind of told my whole life like my dad was an abusive father, and just said don't chase your dreams, get a real job, kind of stuff. In fact, the band's called MercyMe because my grandmother said, "MercyMe, why don't you get a real job?" And so yeah, we I don't know, we started playing in churches, and just it's kind of avoiding hard labor was the main reason. And
you were just doing covers, you were performing.
Yeah. And just trying to make ends meet and playing church camps or wherever people would have us. And
very lucrative circuit there.
Yes, it's definitely the way to go. And it just kind of snowballed, and one thing led to another. We started making independent records. We started in '94 until about 2000. We just kind of did it ourselves. Somewhere along the way, we
and you were writing your own songs at that point too.
We were working a little bit. We were working our way there, but it was kind of like we'd write our own songs. No one cared, and then our cover songs we did like church camps is all that really mattered.
Right.
And so, at some point, we decided let's just try to write our own original stuff. And one of the last independent records is when we wrote the song "I Can Only Imagine," and kind of been hanging on for the ride ever since. It's been it's been a crazy journey, but if someone would have said I'd still be a band 24 years later, I'd probably hug them and then think they were crazy because I figured I'd be done with it by now, but I love it.
I think it was a little over a year ago, at the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. The CEO of GoPro was talking about how people are successful, some are, some aren't. And to paraphrase, he basically said those people that are successful often are the people who just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And, maybe they're driven, maybe they're too stupid to know they should quit, whatever.
A little bit of both.
Right,
yeah.
probably. And you do it. But that is one of the biggest challenges. Business, anybody who's trying to be successful, is the discouragement. It's in your head and around you all the time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, the most successful people definitely fail as much as they succeed, or if not more. And I don't know what it is, but it's like when you're passionate about something, you don't take no for an answer. And sometimes it's insane, but it's just, when you love what you do, it's hard to be stopped.
And so I bet a lot of people are like, hey, your 24-year overnight success, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I know it's been a long time coming, but I wouldn't change a thing. We've had a blast.
So where was your father in all of this too?
My father passed away when I was 19, right out of high school. And so he passed away with cancer. He was diagnosed when I was a freshman in high school. He passed away when I was a freshman in college. And that's kind of like with everything going on now with the movie and stuff, that's kind of what changed my life forever, was that he went from being this monster to just his life completely changing and falling in love with Jesus. And like, he went from being a monster to this guy that was like my best friend.
Wow.
The godliest man I ever knew by the time he passed away. Like, I wanted to be just like him when I grew up. And
wow.
And it totally changed the trajectory of my life. And so went from just loving music into like going into ministries like that because of seeing that firsthand.
How old were you when he started going through this transition?
I see. He was diagnosed when I was about to start my freshman year in high school. And it was probably in the last 2 or 3 years of his life when he started, like, hospice would come in and out, and he just started kind of withering away. And I think the change was taking place the whole time, but it took about that long for me to kind of be. I was the one that was angry. I didn't want grace to be for him or whatever. He treated me terribly, and but the change was undeniable. It wasn't like he didn't like start preaching on street corners, that kind of stuff. All the stuff he did to me was behind closed doors, and most people didn't know about it. And the change was the same way. It's like when no one was looking, when he didn't have to be different or be better, is when he was most significantly changed. Mm-hmm. And it was just, by the time he passed away, it was like, this is like the dad that I always dreamed of having. And people said, did you ever get angry at God? I didn't during the abuse. I don't know why. Maybe My grandmothers were amazing and just kind of, but the only time I got mad is when I had the dad always wanted, and then he passed away. But had to work through that.
And during it, often it's what you know.
Yeah.
You know, it may not be right, but it's a comfort zone. It's not comfortable, but it's what you know. It's familiar.
Right.
Let's say that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so when he changed, it was like, I think we were leaving the gravesite. My grandmother is one that said, "I can only imagine what he's seeing now," and I became obsessed with that
phrase.
Concept. Yeah, because I mean, it wasn't like I was this super Christian guy. I just at 19, it was easier for me to think about him being in a better place and seeing an empty bedroom, and so it was almost like this OCD kind of tick. I would write it on anything I could get my hands on for years. And so, MercyMe starts, and years later, we're looking for one more song on an independent record, and I'm trying to find a blank page in one of my journals to write, and Imagine's written all over everything, just because I used to doodle on it and everything, and I couldn't find a blank page, and then was like, okay, I get it. And
I get it now.
Yeah, totally.
All right, speak louder.
Right, exactly.
Not hearing it very well. So you did it. You put the song out, and a lot of people told you, yeah, it's not going to do anything, right? Didn't like it?
Yeah, at first, we didn't even play it for about a year on our independent record because we weren't sure about it. It was special to me, but I wish I could say I knew what it was going to do, but I had no clue. And so about a year in, some church, we were playing church camp. The guy said, "Hey, can you play this song Imagine on your album?" We're like, "Man, we don't even know it. We've never played it." So while he's like preaching, we're behind the curtain like learning our own song. And then when we played it, these lights were hitting us right in the face. Couldn't see the crowd. And when we finished, there was nobody made any noise. And we were like, "This is the worst idea we've ever had in our life." And then when the lights came up, like people were kind of down at the altar and crying and all this stuff that we've never seen before. And we're like, "What is happening?" And so yeah, we definitely knew it was special then. And yeah, but then we had tried so many times to sign record deals and stuff during that season, and they were just like, "Man, keep practicing. Not good enough. You don't have the right look," that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
and or like the time, like worship's kind of a big thing now in Christian music. Back then, it wasn't. It was just something that was done in church, but it wasn't really something that'd sell records. And so yeah, we were just kind of told, keep trying and give us a call later.